Good morning, everybody. Hope you're doing really well. I'm in Dover. I'm just here briefly today, and I thought whilst I'm in the area I wanted to do something that I've always wanted to have a look at anyway, because they're really easy to access and you in the general public can pretty much visit these. But there's a really interesting story behind them, so you're probably guessing the clip art and the title probably what they are, but actually there's an even more greater story to be told about these, and I will tell it to you when you hopefully see me on the other side. Please, come on, let's go. Welcome back, everybody. Today we're doing something that has been well documented before, so I'm not going to confess that this is unique on this channel whatsoever. However, I wanted to try and sort of talk more about the story of these, really, and really a little bit more beyond what their function was. And we're not going to do a history lesson today, but I will talk you through it. So let's get the obvious thing out of the way first. These are magazine stores, World War II magazine stores. In fact, this is the furthest one away, probably in the best condition, but there are 6 in total. You can see 2, 3, or obviously we're not too far away from France, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's right, I did learn French, everybody, when I was younger. I know you're all very impressed by that. I'm impressed I can still remember it. The ones that are further away towards the A road are demolished, but we will check out all of them and their different phases, and the fact that we've got wonderful trees growing out of some of them. Amazing. So what were these ammunition stores for? Well, again, it depends how familiar you are with the channel. Depends also how familiar you are with probably checking out other people's channels and seeing these. But these were the cross-channel guns ammunition stores, more notably for Winnie and Pooh. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a link below to when I did Pooh Battery, because Winnie isn't, unfortunately there's not much of Winnie left, so I'll put a link down to when we visited Pooh Battery, because these were the ammunition stores that would have helped serve Pooh Battery and Winnie, and then basically went around. But more importantly, they look a bit out of the way, and that's what we're going to talk about later. I will talk more about that in a minute, but basically, just to get you all a little bit excited, maybe, there was a former disused railway that I'm practically walking just alongside, but we'll talk about that when we get out. We're going to sort of do this in a really random way, where we're going to sort of intermittently place bits of history in between. But you can see, let's talk about the construction of these. Beautiful, actually, this last one. Concrete meshed in, common for World War II, brick outer. Actually, in a strange way, it's quite nice to sort of see this, although like I said, in a different condition. Concrete, mesh, with brick, one, literally that's as thick as it is, it's literally 1 brick width. And then if we walk around, sorry if there's a bit of wind coming out, we are obviously in Dover and we're by the coast, and you know that's what happens. Also the A road's very, very busy, because it just is. Steel doors. Now I've brought a little torch with me today, but I don't know if we can get into this one. The answer is no. Oh no, that's way too big. But we'll have a look anyway. So let's not get too disappointed, although it'd be nice if I could find my torch. Bear with, everybody, bear with. Oh, it's because I left it in this pocket. If you can see in there, nothing to write home about, let's be honest. Should have chosen a better torch, but you know, there we go. And then just squaring design, and that was it, to store the ammunition. So yeah, let's take a look at one, which is the one in between the fences. Let's just look at the others that are on the other side of the fences. But yeah, anyway, let's go have a look. Come on. Okay everybody, welcome back. What I'm going to do is I had a little bit of a think. I think we're going to go to the furthest one first and then come back to the sort of like the better condition one. So we're just going to walk up quickly, all in completely different stages of decomposition, should we just sort of say. So you can see, like I said, there were 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So we'll take a look in that one. But we'll start at the top because it's good just to document all of them. So, let's talk about the history. And like I said, like the idea was to intersperse you with it so that it was sort of, you know, it wasn't too overwhelming. What I'm now standing along, believe it or not, is actually part of a former disused railway, which would have come from all the way from East Langdon, and it would have basically curved its way around to the prison. So if we looked at the line of this, it sort of just would have, it split off, but we'll talk about that. The original line didn't. The original line would have carried on going around, it would have curved round. And that curve would have basically taken you towards what was the prison. And it would have literally sided alongside of it, basically. Hang on, let me just get my bearings. So yeah, so that was really one of the main sort of focal points. But we're here, and this has got a military connection. So originally, it was called, what most people will probably refer to as being called as the Pearson Line. And that was built around in the 1800s, and it would have come from like East Langdon, and it would have come off of the main Southeastern Railway line, come off of that and then come round. So actually in effect, would have headed straight here and then came round and then joined actually still what we know as the main line. And then what happened was, because that railway was still in existence during World War II, although it wasn't operational, the military during World War II commandeered it. And they basically decided to use it for their own purpose, but mainly for this. Mainly for what we're looking at, to help serve the cross-channel guns. Winnie and Pooh are to our left, and then the line still would have carried on, but there was a diversion not too far away from here, which would have had a split, and it would have taken you left and basically fed the guns. And what's even more interesting is actually the line literally would have come underneath the butt of probably, I think it was Winnie's gun at the time. So can you imagine that? Diesel powered locomotives as well, and all operated by the Royal Engineers. We know that obviously if you check the link below, like I said, I've put Pooh's battery down there. We know actually in essence that really the cross-channel guns weren't. I'll put this in a metaphorical sense. If you were playing top trumps, bear with me on this. Some people might not know what top trumps is, but if you were playing top trumps and you had these cross-channel guns, R1s, intimidation factor 10 out of 10, effectiveness less than 5. I won't say too much more on them. Just please go down and check the link below when we investigated Pooh's battery, and it gives you a really good idea of actually the intimidation factor was way more than the actual effectiveness of these guns. So back to where we are now. We are now at the ammunition stores. Now, as you can see, some of them have seen better days, but it's really interesting that I would be now walking along the main line, and well, not the southeastern main line, but a diversion of it, like I said, called the Pearson Line. which was the company that were named who'd actually started operation and the ownership of this. So most people from Dover will probably recognise it as being that. And there's a whole, I could do a whole history lesson on that line anyway, what we're technically on now. And there's little telltales, like there's like a little brick crossover. There's a couple of little brick crossovers. One on this main road here, on the A road, and then there's another one on, like, literally as you go towards East Langdon. So basically what happens is you go up this way, curve to the right, and then come off and join the main South Eastern Railway, which most of you, if you're in the area, would be using now. But like I said, originally this would have come off, this singular track one, Pearson line would have come down, and then it would have curved to the right. But during World War II, the Royal Engineers took over, and they basically added a section of line which coincided to go down. So St Margaret's is sort of like that direct. Well, most of you probably know Swingate, obviously we're at, etc, etc, and then obviously Dover down that point, and then the original prison over there. So yeah, back to the ammunition stores. So this is one anyway. Hopefully, I've just see, I sort of problem. I've sort of bombarded you with it all, haven't I? But diesel locomotives, single track from memory. I'm pretty sure it was single track actually. You've probably seen already, like I said, you know, how this would have all probably looked. Like I said, all in varying stages of rubble. Oh dear, what a cold, cold day today. But I couldn't think of anywhere better. Oh, actually, so I say, oh, actually. So the line itself was called the Martin Mill Line. Yeah, just thought I'd chuck that out to you, so I just remembered, had a, you know, brainwave. Yeah, the Martin Mill Line. You can see, oh, I mean, is there much point going in every single one knowing what it's going to look like? The answer we would say is no. They're all square in construction, and they all basically look the same. Semi-buried, semi-not, but again the landscape's changed a lot since. Like I said, you've got to imagine that we're on this railway. I'll keep reiterating it to myself now, the Martin Mill Railway. Fact of the matter is, if you're exploring, you want to go down to that one, knock yourself out, but really it's just exactly the same as these, and I'm going to show you one which is what is it, number 4, isn't it? No, number 3. Let's have a look. I mean, like I said, ironically the history is probably actually more interesting than the actual thing itself. Do you know what, it's really annoying, isn't it? I've got my mini torch with me today, which means I can't bloody find it. There we go. Oh, there we go. Right, let's get in. We'll get in this one. Oh, easy. Easy now. There we go. What's that thing in it? Get in. Can you get out? There we go. Bald fox. Lovely. Little light there. Fox 2022, nice. Nice little bit of artwork there. There we go, try and get the light right in this. So you see brick on this one, concrete on top. Like I said, loads of people have explored these. You can see the little graffiti bits on each side. Graffiti, should we just sort of say yes? Maybe noughts and crosses, lovely. See that? Nice. 1979 there, lovely. 1965. Very nice. I just think the history 1960, really. 12th of the 6th, 1960. Okay. As you can tell, I've never been to these before, which I confess to my shame because of how easy they are to find and how easy they are to access. But I was literally in the area today and I was like, just need a quick break. Let's just quickly pop down, have a look, in the terms of hopefully not really feeling in the mood to get all muddy and dirty. Although actually, if you're familiar with my channel, you know that I actually do enjoy that sort of stuff. But today, not today. Just felt like a nice little jaunt and a walk in the glorious Kent countryside. So after this, I will just go for a nice little walk. It's the only thing I'm going to do today, I think. Well, no, I'm going to do today, because I'm not too far away from Dover. I'm on the opposite side of Kent. Some of you might know. It's not a massive thing if I don't do everything here. I can always keep coming back. But yeah, these are our cross-channel ammunition stores. You can see the doors have seen better days. So yeah, beautiful bits of construction, really. And you'll see them if you check out my video on Pooh's battery. If you haven't already, check it in the link below. Like I said, you'll see there were some ammunition stores there, and yeah, go check it out for yourself. But for now, I think let's just let's head out. Come on. Tears don't get any easier the older you get. Oh. Oh. Whew. I love it. I've said it once, I've said it many times, but I'm just feeling my age at the moment when it comes to climbing in and out of these places. I'm just like, oh no, I'm just too old. I'm going to sort of say it. Oh, alright, let's have a look. So this is number 1. This is number, we're walking backwards, aren't we? So 654. Let's have a look. It's nice really, because I'm just clearing the foliage away for anybody else who wants to go in. There you go. Let's try and get my hand in there. There you go. Oh. So again, exactly the same. If you can see that. There you go. Oh. Yes, exactly the same. Hopefully, haven't checked this one out yet, but we'll have a look and see if this one can be accessed. But we've gone into one, and that's really the most important thing, because like I said, they're all pretty much the same. Unless, for some strange reason, there's some hidden gold deposits, or I don't know, something else that's in these that I've missed out on. But yeah, this one does look a bit shut to me. But it's nice because you get to see them in, like I said, their various stages of how badly they are. Is this open? Oh my god, no. Okay, that's cool though. At least we went into one. Oh, let's take a look round though. In the most dodgiest of camera angles ever. This one's beautiful really, because it's got the trees sticking out of it. You can see how nature's taking a toll and prized open pretty much. You know, it's nice actually, a little bit of detail in that little concrete lip that you have that over the steel doors. You can see, you know, beautiful. I mean, really heavy. I mean, if any of you have sort of like handled them properly and you pull them back, they're deceptively weighty, and you sort of do feel like, cool, you imagine like they were built for purpose. The other thing to actually note, it's interesting because you see sort of where the railway would curve. You follow that copse going to the left, and then it would sort of curve around, sort of follow the coast. But like I said, the railway track was right here. Martin's Mill Railway, got to keep reminding myself of that every time. Martin Mill was right here. If you imagine, in essence, that these ammunition stores are pretty much what a platform would denominate, you know what I mean, like what you'd sort of look at. Say you're standing on the edge of a platform sort of thing, and literally the railway would come this way. It's absolutely incredible to sort of note. But yeah, very cool. Finally ticked this one off the list really. Like I said, it's an easy one to do. And yes, I could have gone in the other two if I wanted to crawl on my hands and knees and get totally muddy, but not today. Not today. If this was the summertime, I probably would have been more adverse to maybe going down there, but again, you only needed to go in one to really see. Just in different stages of composition, it's not enough to, for me, in my elderly age and my sort of stage of life, to sort of do that. If that was the only one, it was a hands-on feet one, you know, come on. If you know my channel, you know I would have been down there. Let's not argue about that. Right, okay, cool. Well, hopefully, really hoping I gave you a wonderful amount of information on these really interesting cross-channel ammunition stores that, like I said, many a person has done on their channel, or documented more importantly, but I haven't on mine. I felt like I wanted to do something very easy today. I didn't want to get muddy, although I did a little bit, but I didn't want to get too muddy, and just enjoy it. You know, and this is what it's about, isn't it? You do your research, you come to a place like this, and it really adds to that, doesn't it? It adds to that sort of vibe that you know that your imagination can imagine this incredible diesel-powered railway track. I said that the Royal Engineers helped sort of extend, should we sort of say, fighting for those cross-channel batteries, and obviously all the ammunition stores that are here, and obviously the reason why they're built in this wonderful field. So actually, let's look at the geology, final thing really to mention. Apart from the train track, this is pretty much would have been exactly the same as it would have been during World War II. So, just in case an ammunition store happened to be blown up or hit, really the only damage it will probably do is the, well, it will do the track, but that's probably, they might have been aiming for that track anyway. If Germany probably would have hit anyway. Let's just surmise that for the moment. Let's play toy soldiers and say actually maybe if the Germans were bombing this part of the area, it might not necessarily been that they'd recognise those ammunition stores, but they would have seen a railway track. So that's really the only damage that they would have done. Being a single track from memory, it wouldn't have caused, it could have easily, in theory, been repaired better than if it was a double track. Like I said, this is why they're not, again, these ammunition stores are just part of it, part of a continuation which would have continued. And again, like I said, if you see my poo battery, you would see some ammunition stores there as well. And hopefully you'll enjoy that video as well. It's a really nice one. I was a lot younger, so it's going to be better, isn't it? Anyway, look, as I stand behind these ammunition stores, we explored one out of the 6. Obviously there was 2 that we couldn't anyway, and the other 2 you potentially could have done, but like I said, not down my channel. Yeah, we've done it. The 6 ammunition cross-channel stores of Dover. Any more words of Phoenix history, because history matters, and it just does, doesn't it? Even on something potentially insignificant like this, to tell a fascinating story, to lay out within the landscape itself. I really hope you enjoyed that. Feel free to spread the word of the channel. Much love to all of you out there, and because, well look, let's just be realistic on this, because history matters. I mean, once they're gone, the story of these cross-channel guns will slowly be lost to time. So it's stuff like this that actually just leaves us a slight reminder, and not only that, but of the Marston's Mill Railway, disused railway from formerly the Pearson line. I'll probably do a separate video on that line anyway. It's absolutely fascinating, but maybe for another day. Anyway, much love to all of you out there, because history matters. Take care, everybody. I think you know the drill by now. Don't bang your head when I do this. Kapow. Offering an adventure. You're gonna come along with me though, right? Come on then.